The bus driver leaves the bus to go into a school or something, whatever he's going in to do. He's on for just a second. They're making an assumption that he's at his home, and quite frankly, that's not true. He's already been on the bus 20 minutes. I don't know where they make that assumption that he's going into his home to get things. They make an assumption that he hits a child. I was there and saw what they're looking at. There's nothing more than the bus driver standing between the camera and their child. You can't see their child. His hands are at his side, and they react like, you see, he just hit her. And I'm watching the same tape, and I don't see that. The police have looked at it. They've got a copy of that. It is not an educational record in the fact that there's no investigation on that tape. We are investigating. Their child is part of an investigation, which makes it an educational record on the tape that we gave them. So they have the tape from the day where there was any misconduct that took place. The other days that they viewed today, we were trying to be as transparent with this family as possible. We're not allowed to release it to them because it's not an educational, because it's not an educational record. It's a security record because there's no misconduct there. So our attorneys have advised us not to release it. So, but we can bring them in and let them view it. And that's what we did today. We let them view it. And they came in and sat with our communication director and watched the tape that we do have. Now, the tape we have is when we first heard about this, we recorded as much as was on the hard drive. Since then, the police department has picked up the hard drive and took the hard drive into evidence. So they have the hard drive, but since we had a copy of what was on there for those 3 days, we shared that with them and told them they can come in and watch whatever they want because there's nothing there. There's nothing to even discipline the driver for. So, I think a lot of this will play out in court, and the prosecutors have it. They took notes and wrote down what they think they see. I would suggest that they handle this through the legal matters and not the social media matter. Because I think this guy's getting persecuted for things that, quite frankly, are not true. And so I've instructed Dave not to talk with your organization. I don't mind talking with you because I think that you're a good guy doing good work. But you're getting some misinformation. You really are.
Well, I appreciate that for clarity.
And it's frustrating for us. Even if those things did happen on the bus, we've disciplined this guy to the furthest extent I can legally discipline him. I can't do any more than fire him.
Right.
So the rest of this is really a police matter, and I think that he'll get his day in court. Have you seen the video? Has she shared the video with you? Because she's had it for a few days now.
According to her attorney, she's not allowed to disseminate it. And real quick, I apologize. I wanted to know how to spell your last name, and I wanted to let you know that when you called, I went live on the air, so we're live right now.
All right, I appreciate that. Last name's Hamler, Hamler.
Okay. We are having... Listen, this is what we want to do. We're a community organization group. We want to help. That's what we do. And because we are getting conflicting information from you and the families and sometimes the police, it's putting us in a position where, as an organization, we're trying to find the truth. We're trying to find out what's going on. Now, forgive me if we find some of the entities involved less than credible when we find out that the school has, had a video the parents are complaining about, and then the school tells us that what they saw wasn't the case. When we're trying to discern good information, what we're finding is we have to look at it logically. Who is it that has a good track record with us? And thus far, the families do. You guys didn't have an aide on the bus before this happened, which may have prevented all of this from happening. You guys had the information there and had an officer in your school or works with the school that took the report. And there's a lot of folks that have a problem with that. They feel like it was in-house. We found out that Mr. Lydistansky also has friends with the Delaware Police Department, and that kind of confirmed some of our suspicions. It's not usual that an adult can harm a child and walk away without being arrested. So now we're not exactly sure who to trust. You know, when the family tells me that they're upset because they saw something, and then you call me and say, you know, I watched it and I didn't see it too, you'll have to forgive me, but I'm erring on the side of the family here. You know, you guys haven't necessarily been completely forthright. You know, I had you telling me that the videotapes only lasted 3 days. I have the police telling me they're going through weeks of footage. I mean, what's going on?
Yeah, and I'm telling you the truth, Jeremy. It lasts 3 days, and whatever the police is telling you, I can't control what is going on in the investigation. I think we have a legal system. We got to trust the legal system. This will play out in the legal system. And you know, as far as I'm concerned, I'm done talking about the matter. I've dealt with this from an employee discipline standpoint. I've apologized to the family. Don't know more that I can do. I don't have time to control rumor that's out there. And quite frankly, I can't control who you believe, and you're going to choose to believe who you want to believe, and that's your right. But I'm telling you that you're getting a lot of misinformation from the family, and it will play out in court, and you will see who is telling you the truth then. So that's how I'm going to leave it. I would appreciate it if you wouldn't call Mr. Hausman anymore. He's not allowed to talk to you anyway. So if you want to communicate with the school district, call the main number, 5100, and ask for the communications department.
All right, 5100, and then ask for the communications department.
It's 5000, 417-5000.
Oh,
and ask for the communications department.
Okay, 417-5000, ask for the communication department. Okay. All right, well, I really appreciate your time. I appreciate your answers. And I believe that we are going, like you said, to get to the bottom of this. I believe you're absolutely right in that. We do not share the same sentiment on relying on the system that charged him with misdemeanors for harming children. Yeah, and that's all outside of my realm. I don't have anything to do with that. The police officer is a Whitehall police officer. He's a SRO that works for the district as well, and he helps us with legal matters, but he doesn't answer to us. He answers to the police chief. All right. Well, we really do appreciate your time. All right. Okay, Jeremy. Have a good night. You too. Bye.